Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. So guys, man, that's a brutal day. So Tesla, essentially the market's still open for another like 10 minutes, but absolutely horrendous day. Tesla down almost 10%, 9.4%, and it was actually down almost 10% at the bottom over here at 857. So let's go over the market, see what happened, what we can expect for tomorrow, next week. And yeah, absolutely horrendous day. Now guys, keep in mind, like you guys should have been expecting this. Now I will admit that the Tesla didn't go as high as I predicted. It didn't go up to the 970s, which I thought it would touch. It didn't. But regardless, guys, you have to remember, I was saying 970 is like, you know, a safe target, and I did actually start selling all the way down here a little bit. And then obviously I started, you know, selling pretty much as this thing just imploded. Regardless, like I'm overall way up in profit for this week because I kind of saw this coming regardless. Like I knew this was going to happen. I just didn't think it would happen today. I thought maybe like tomorrow or something, maybe like next week. Like, but the point is like, I saw this coming at some point. The issue is when. That's the hard part. It's more of just like you have to know it'll come. But regardless, guys, you should be aware of this. Like I've been talking about this for a while. I even showed you guys this bear flag yesterday. Like these are things that I'm hoping are paying attention to, and maybe even drawing for yourself on your own charts, because it's very, very important. Like the second Tesla broke down under this bear flag, which was essentially 900, the second that happened, and the second we went back up and got rejected, that's it. That's essentially confirmation that we're about to just plummet, and that's essentially what happened. And this is right here is pretty much where I got out. The second Tesla broke 900 and couldn't get back above and hold, I exited right there. I sold the shares. So essentially what I did personally, if you're curious, back when we were at 920, I actually sold the call for 900. I sold a bearish call for 900. Essentially saying that, you know, I'm okay to sell my shares at 900 when it was still at 920, and I got a lot of premium for it. Obviously when Tesla fell to from 920 to 900, the gap in that premium plummeted. So essentially I was able to buy back that call at like 30% off within like 20 minutes, which is insane. But then regardless, I ended up selling my shares at like 895 or something like that. Pretty much the second I saw Tesla break 900, I sold everything at 895. I bought the call back for a massive discount, sold my shares, which I bought at 900. I sold them at 895. So essentially I'd lost the $5 per share there. But the call that I sold more than made up for that, which is great. Regardless, the point is that like I'm way up on the week. But that's because, again, I saw this coming. I knew this was going to happen. I didn't play puts or anything like that. I didn't like buy puts. I'm not a huge fan of buying options. I don't really buy puts. I don't really buy calls. There's so many times that it hasn't worked out for me. It's not my thing. I like to sell options. And what I did was essentially I ended up selling more options. So essentially once I sold those 100 shares, I ended up selling another put for tomorrow. Not a lot of money in all honesty, but you know, I sold a fairly safe one. I mean, I sold the way back when it was up here, somewhere up here, like 888 or something like that. I sold an 850 put, which is all the way down here. I did not think we'll drop this far down though. I thought maybe we'll come down to like 880. At first I sold an 880, then I said, never mind, JK, I don't like that. Too greedy. Gonna go all the way down here. Don't want to ruin my fantastic week so far with a greedy play to finish off the week, so I ended up selling 850. But okay, anyway, that's essentially my trade. That's kind of what I'm doing. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. I essentially have an 860 and two 850 puts, and I also have one all the way down here at like 810. So essentially if Tesla ends under 860, I buy 100 shares. If it ends under 850, I buy more, and if it ends under 815, I'll buy tomorrow. I buy more. I don't think it'll end under either of them, actually. I think even 860 will hold. So let's talk about tomorrow, guys. So absolutely brutal day across the market. But keep in mind, it's really important to remember, it's not Tesla. Actually, if anything, Tesla is, believe it or not, Tesla's actually not doing that bad. The reason I say Tesla's not doing that bad is because it's down at the moment, as we speak, 8.5%, right? Because it just, you know, rallied up a bit here, you can see. But the QQQ, you can see, guys, is down 5% as of right now. It's down like 6% at some point. It's down 5% as we speak. Tesla's only down 8.5. That's not bad. That's not amazing, but Tesla is essentially down more or less relative to what it should be down, with the market being down freaking 5% on the QQQ, which is like absurd. Like it was down 6% earlier. That's good. That's insane. That's all I'm gonna say. That's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, so Tesla overall is like relative to the market, it's not doing that bad. It's doing okay. It's good enough in my opinion. Honestly, I wouldn't be too disappointed in that. So this is not something Tesla specific. So don't, you know, get mad or upset at Tesla. It's like, why is Tesla down? The whole market's down. Like freaking Apple's down. Like how much is Apple down? Like Apple's down 6%. Like holy fucking shit. That's a lot for Apple. That's a crazy amount. Anyway. What can we expect for tomorrow? So, as usual, guys, you guys know I always say that whenever there's a massive run-up or a massive drop, I expect a pretty fast, quick bounce. Especially in a market like this, I expect a bounce pretty quick to happen, you know, like fairly fast. So with that being said, Tomorrow's a weird day. And the reason I say tomorrow's a weird day is because normally I would expect tomorrow to be a bounce because, well, today is just way too bloody, and I wouldn't be surprised if we end up having a bounce tomorrow. But the issue is tomorrow's Friday, and you guys know I don't like Fridays. I'm not a huge fan of Fridays. I think I'm overall more bearish than bullish on Fridays because, it's the weekend, it's the final day, traders can exit positions. I don't like Fridays. I'm not a huge fan of Fridays usually. Not always, but usually. But regardless, just strictly speaking through technical analysis, I do think 460 to 450 is going to hold. I don't think we'll fall below that. I think, I really don't think we'll go below 850 tomorrow. I'll be surprised if we actually go under 860 as well. In all honesty, we might, but I'll be fairly surprised if we go, under 860 and especially 850 tomorrow. Overall, though, I am expecting a bounce. Now, I don't think this bounce is going to be anything crazy. At the moment, I'm personally expecting a bounce. Man, I would love to see 900. I bought a few shares here. I've been nibbling a little bit, but very, very little. Like, I'm not going too crazy right now. I'm just not a huge fan of this market. But ultimately, guys, now that we're falling out of this bear flag, maybe a small little bounce, maybe to 900 if we're lucky. The first thing I'll look for is 880. If we break above 880, 900. If we break above 900, then best case scenario, realistically, would be to retest this line that we broke under from the bear flag, and essentially to retest that line. That would be like the realistic best case scenario, which if it happens, would bring us all the way back to like 930. That's like the realistic best case scenario. I don't think that'll happen. It's very possible. It is possible. It's definitely possible, but it's not something I would personally like. That's like a 20% chance, in my opinion. I wouldn't like expect that to happen essentially. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking right now. I do think we're gonna have a small little bounce here. Again, it'll be a short-lived bounce. I don't think this will be anything crazy, but it is possible to potentially go all the way up as high as 930 to 940 if we're lucky next week. Not tomorrow. That'll be next week, I think. Actually, you know what? With the way the market moves, it very well could be tomorrow. Who knows, man? This market is moving incredibly violently lately. It's insane. Moves that happen usually over a week happen in a day. It's crazy. Anyway, so expecting a bounce at some point to like about 900 is my current thing. The first thing I'll look for is 880. As long as 880 can break and we can go above 880, I would definitely look for 900. Will we go above 900? Then I would definitely look for this kind of 917-ish level, 915 to 920. I don't think we'll go much higher than that though. I really don't. I'd be surprised if we even go above 900 in all honesty. So ultimately though, like this is short-term movement. This is like maybe the next couple of days or so, maybe tomorrow, but next couple of days or so. But ultimately, guys, I do think the fact that we finally did break out of this bear flag, regardless of the bounce that we get here, which would be essentially a dead cat, I don't think that this will be anything to write home about. I think this overall will be a short-lived bounce regardless of how high we go from here. So patience is important here, not financial advice. Do your own, just make your decisions, do your own research, whatever. But regardless of the bounce that we get coming up here, regardless of how high we go, regardless even if we get a bounce, I do ultimately think we are going to be going down further. I think we will overall ultimately make a lower low. Again, don't forget, guys, we did do that trend line for the bear flag yesterday, which is something like this, you can say roughly, give or take, right? So assuming this breaks, so we broke out over here. So in other words, at the very least, guys, like I really truly, and this might be a surprise, some people might not be happy to hear this, but again, I really couldn't care less. I actually think we might go back to like 750, 760. Like I really do think that'll happen. Not tomorrow, but maybe next week, maybe the week after, probably sometime in this month, in my opinion. We actually very well could be going back to about 750 to 760, which would essentially play out this bear flag perfectly. We drop down, that's the pole, here's the bear flag, we broke under from this area, which I said you can measure from there, and then you measure the flagpole the same distance, and that actually perfectly coincides with these drops that we had over here, where we had some nice support over here, we had some decent support over here. And then we can potentially triple bottom more or less ish. This isn't really a bottom because we technically went all the way down here, but this was like during the war and it got bought up incredibly fast. So it's kind of like a different situation in my opinion. But yeah, so that's definitely a possibility, guys. Again, my current price target all the way down would be pretty much 750. That is my current price target. Could go lower, we could go back to 700, but at my main price target where I would then we can truly reevaluate as to whether or not we're going lower would be about 750. And I think that might hit sometime this month. Again, people might not be happy to hear that, but people were also not happy to hear me say that we're going to be dropping to at the very least the mid to low 900s back when we were sitting at 1100. People weren't happy. Look where we are now. Well, I'm just saying, sometimes it's good to take emotion aside, stop listening to idiots on the internet. Then again, I'm technically an idiot on the internet, so I don't know. Pick and choose who you want to listen to carefully, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I don't know. Overall, like, there's not much positive to say about this. Best case scenario, we get some kind of little relief bounce for maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. But ultimately, guys, again, I expect nothing more than that. Just a quick little bounce, and we're probably just gonna keep going lower. That's it. It's really that simple. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's closing video. So until then, thanks for watching. Peace.